Hey guys, metaloidmonkey here, and I'm bringing you another 2v2. This time it's first mememe 566 and SG Mythic, and we're just playing some custom games here. And we decided that we were going to run Cutter Arbiter because I just wasn't playing very well as Anders this weekend, and so we're just going to play Cutter this game, and just going to take the base as usual, click up the extra hog. Oops is going to be sending his ghost over to scout or pick up supplies. I'm not sure what he does this game. I see it's the bad supply spawn. Basically, with this supply spawn, it means that even though we're technically on the good side, we don't have that extra pile of crates, so it's even again. And he's just gonna go scout and see when Chieftain's building his temple, so that he knows when to build his temple as the Arbiter, because he's just gonna be playing defense. There's no sense in him pushing up on offense. And he sees the temple second chieftain, and so all he's gonna do is he's just gonna go temple 2 slots after their chieftain goes temple. And by doing that, he'll have plenty of eco to rage down any root squads, and he'll get his Arbiter out and have good eco going there. So he can also build a turret. It's up to him. I don't know what he chooses to do this game or not. I mean, it's pretty much a free turret when you go for a Temple 4th. And the idea of that is just so the chieftain doesn't rush his base, or they can't camp his lift later, or anything like that. But, I mean, it's not really necessary. If he wanted to, he could build a turret by his pads that they're building, and then he can upgrade pads straight away, and that'll really help his eco. But it just depends on the situation. I don't know what he decides to do. He is going for that temple 4th. He builds his base a little funky this game, but it doesn't matter. So basically, I'm just gonna go for a nice quick tanks, because that shuts down the Anders pretty nicely. It just works very well, and I'm just going to go collect as many supplies as I can, since I don't really have to be anywhere with my hogs, since you're just going to be playing defense with his Arbiter. And I know that their Anders is going to be going for hogs, so since they're going to be going for hogs, I have no business being on their side of the map with any hogs in the first place, because they're just going to fight my hogs with their hogs, and they're going to have more because they have the defender's advantage, or they're going to fight my hogs with brute squads or something like that. Like, they're gonna fight my hogs with their hogs and brute squads, so that would be a problem.
Reactor complete.
So I'm just gonna click up my second reactor, going reactor 4th and 5th on my main base, vehicle depot 6th on my main, vehicle depot 5th on my expo. They can only deny one of those depots, and I'm just gonna get a tank up in the other one, so that's all I gotta do. So I could have built the reactor on the other side of the base, probably would have been a better move, honestly. I just figured I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to deny it, but he wouldn't really be able to deny the reactor anyway, so I could have just built it over there, and then used that extra pad on the other side to help me build whatever I needed. But I'm just going to click up a turret here. I should have clicked the turret up a little bit sooner, but I'm just going to click up a vehicle depot on that base, because I know that I'm going to be able to get a tank out of that base, because he's going to try to deny my depot on this main base with his chieftain. So I'm going to click up a depot there as well, but I'm not really even expecting to be able to get a tank out of it. I just don't want his chieftain to have the opportunity to come over here to help to kill this depot on my expo. So I'm gonna build this turret and just let it build. 3 gunner hogs is not enough to kill the turret, so I'm just gonna let it build and it should be fine. And I was wondering like why it all of a sudden it lost a lot of health. It's because he rammed it, but it was at the expense of one of his hogs. So even if he kills the turret, he doesn't have enough to deny the depot from even building a tank. It takes 4 gunner hogs to deny a depot from getting a tank out, and that is like shooting it like when it's still building. So I'm not even gonna think about that. So I'm just gonna try to ram him, try to kill any hog just to slow him down, just so I can get a tank out. I should be able to get the tank out just fine.
All units.
And I'm just gonna wait until once I get the tank out, I'm just gonna chase his hogs away, then get another tank out, and I'm also gonna scare away his chieftain so that he can't just keep sitting on my base. So he's gonna either lose his chieftain or he's gonna recall. He's probably just gonna lose his chieftain at this point because he's probably just gonna go straight into banshees. Because he's stopped building his brute squads at least from what I've seen. I wasn't paying that much attention whether he also went for a haul this game. I think he just went for regular brute squads. And I could upgrade a pad right now. Probably would be a good idea, but I'm just... Oh, there we go. Okay, I am gonna upgrade a pad. Awesome. I always think it's funny when I'm commentating and I just haven't seen the game in a while, and so I just like thinking about it's like, yeah, I should do that, and then I do it. I think that's really funny. But I want to go semi-tank over there, but I gotta wait because I gotta protect my Gotta protect my depot for now
Supply pad
until I have a second tank out.
all units.
I just don't want to let him cheaply kill that depot because I do only have one tank on the floor right now.
Units.
Alright, but now I have two tanks, so I'm just gonna send one down, and I'm gonna keep the other one back and protect my depot while I keep building tanks. So I should probably, I mean, I gotta keep building on my base, of course, but I mean, I gotta upgrade like another pad or so, and then I can keep moving along here. So I'm just gonna kill this chieftain off while I protect my depot with my other tank. And I'm going to try to go fortress, and then I'm going to get tech 3 up, and I'm going to try to get canny, and that's how that should work out. So Oops is saying that he wants me to clear that base for him, just so he can get the money in front of it. Well, I mean, really what he needs to do is we either need to push right now, or he needs to push up with his arbiter at least, but he's gonna sit back and he's gonna try to go straight into vamps.
Enemy engagement.
And at the expense of his eco, though. So that's not really the greatest thing you want to do here. So basically, the idea here is that you want to get tanks on the floor, and then you want to get wolverines on the floor, and have your arbiter go solo rage. But Oops decides Oops decides to go vamps this game. So we were just kind of rusty or just tired and just didn't really feel like playing that intensely. So he's just gonna go for vamps, be all lazy. And so the idea is that tanks and vamps should be able to beat Goths and Banshees. But I mean, I'm still just been producing from one depot, and I'm just trying to get to tech 3 because I really got to get tech 3 up fast.
Base under attack.
And he's already hitting my main base with his first Banshee. So I mean, he's gonna kill that pad, but it's just on one unupgraded pad, so it's not that significant. Then I'm just gonna keep building tanks, and just gonna try to get those numbers up. It's not a big deal just to rebuild the pad there, just one unupgraded, and he's not going to be hitting my upgraded pad, so it's fine. And I'm just going to fend off these Banshees with my tanks, so he can't kill the depot. And what I really should do here is, I mean, A, I should click up canny, but B, I should throw a turret up. I was thinking about healing the depot, but really just isn't worth it. So I'm just going to... Oops has his vamp over there, and so I'm just gonna keep building these tanks until I can go for canny, and I'm gonna sit here and protect my depots so I can keep getting these tanks out as long as I can't stop it. I shouldn't have an issue. Oops, just sitting there with his arbiter right out there, I guess. Now what we really should have done is we should have had him just go solo rage. I should have built like a Wolverine at this point in the game. Got a few Wolverines out, threw some turrets up, tech volley and such, and then have Oops constantly just keeping his hog numbers down and keeping him back the other side of the map, and like denying his expo so that he can't get on 3 bases. So I'm trying to go for canny here. I probably should just cancel canny when he saw him attacking. He'll actually cryo all my tanks here. Also cryo the Banshees too, but I mean the thing is he cryo the tanks, so that was it's his goal there. He's gonna try to kill all the tanks. We should only be able to kill like one before the cryo's up. And so now my tanks are shooting again, and we have the vamps there, but the vamps are just getting picked off by the hogs too intensely. So. I mean, hogs aren't as great against Wolverines as they are against vamps, and so that's the benefit of going for the Wolverines, and especially on a map like this where the bases are relatively close together. Then you definitely can turtle up with Wolverines until you have a power turret on the floor. I mean, because that's what you want to do versus Goth. But so I'm just going to keep hitting his tanks with his hogs with my tanks, that is, and keep trying to start to throw some turrets up, and it's going to keep trying to play defense for a while. And Oops just going to keep trying to build his vampires, and he's just not cutting the Banshees numbers very quickly. I'm just losing too many tanks to these Banshees. And just going to try to keep building. So, I mean, what you really want to do is you really want to just throw turrets, and I just have all this extra money, so I'm just gonna
All units.
do it. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna upgrade pads there, as I can,
All units. Vehicle depot complete.
and I mean, once I mean, I just had nothing else to spend it on. Once I got another depot going, but I mean, that's too expensive. Because that would really just I would exhaust that really quickly. I only have 2 tanks. I don't want to try to go for candy yet because that's just not very useful.
All units.
I mean, I just got all this extra money, so I'm just trying to upgrading pads. It's not really doesn't really pay off or make any difference whether I do or don't.
Turret complete.
At that point, at least.
All units.
Soups has his arbiter back out, but I mean, he still doesn't have very many. We still don't have any revamps on the floor or any tanks at all.
All units.
And since he's on double summit
All
and
units.
he's building
All units.
he's building from the triple base Goss, and he's just gonna have so many Goss hogs on the floor, so we really need an upgraded arbiter in this situation, in addition
All
to
units.
turrets and wolverines. And instead of just pushing up to their side of instead of pushing up through the middle, it's better probably just to stay by the turrets at this point. Unless of course we had like the Wolverine numbers, but we don't have any wolves at this point, so I mean, it'd probably just be better to sit by the turrets and use the turrets to help us out in terms of dealing with those hogs, and that would be beneficial for us and definitely make it easier to fight the hogs, especially since they don't even have cannon yet. It's late in the game because they stopped my cannon when they pushed up, so that was it wasn't good, but either way, he's gonna run with his arbiter there, and he's gonna see their hogs. But he's just gonna get debombed, and he's gonna actually lose his arbiter here. And they have all these hogs, and now we don't have an arbiter, and we just have tank, and they have vamps, so that's a problem.
All units.
So basically, they're just gonna be able to push in. We don't have an arbiter here, and the banshees are just gonna be able to kill the tanks too quickly for the vamps to do anything about it. And the hogs are gonna come in as well. I mean, I have the turrets, but they're only gonna help so much.
Canister shell. Reset.
So I should be getting all my tanks together, but we have a little bit of an issue here. Where I'm trying to get my tanks up there, and Nuke's trying to fight with his vamps down there, and we're just not keeping our units together very well, because I mean, I have all these tanks separated from that, like one tank over there, and the vamps are all over there. Whoops, his vamps get cryoed, and so that's a problem as well. And I mean, I just keep having like all my tanks separated from the vamps, and the Goths are being able to hit the vamps freely, so that's a problem. And so we're gonna end up losing this game, and basically it was just a lack of communication on certain things, because you can play it this way, but it's just easier if you build the Wolverines and then just have your Arbiter solo rage and just take advantage of that. And that's how you're gonna want to play it. Especially, it works really well on Repo, because bases are even closer together. So when the bases are really close together like that, it doesn't even take that many tanks to play defense, but also you can really just mass Wolverines and turrets, and you should be all set. Because the thing is, like, the vamps just get picked off too easily by the hogs, and I mean, I'm just trying to fight all these hogs when I have like no tanks, and all the tanks I do have are just dead. So that's not gonna work. So, oops, does have his Arbiter again, but I mean, they just have so many hogs, so, I mean, there's only so many he can kill, and I mean, they're triple pumping them, so that's an issue. He's gonna lose his Arbiter again. It was only like Tech 1, so, I mean, Goth should deal with a Tech 1 Arbiter, no problem. And, I mean, that's pretty much the end of this game. And this is just going to be the first game of the customs we play with them. I'm also going to upload the second game we played. It's very, I'm probably going to upload them like very close together. Just because I'm Sunday right now, I'm commentating this, probably upload it tomorrow on Monday, and leaving to come back home on Wednesday, and that'll be fun. Then I get to play in that once tournament. I'll upload a bunch of those games. Probably I intend to upload all of those, unless of course something, unless like I have like a 4-minute game, like where someone just messes up completely, because those aren't really fun to watch. But I mean that should be that should be good. And the thing is, I don't really want to upload that much when I'm home because my internet is just so poor at home. But it's cool. Here it's great because it just works really nicely. It's ridiculously fast. Upload speed, download speed. It only takes like 20 minutes to upload something, whereas at home, as I've said, it takes like 14 hours. It's ridiculous. So yeah, gonna be scrimming with a bunch of people when I get back. Probably have a bunch more ones, and oops, and then I intend to bring back Cutter Arbiter and 2s. We'll bring back Cutter primarily. It's over Anders, but we're still going to be playing our Anders Arbiter a bunch. And so yeah, just gonna stall for time essentially in this game, because I mean we know it's over, but we feel like just building for a little bit longer. Maybe Oops gets the Arbiter back one more time, has fun raging. But I mean that's just there's too many banshees and hogs for that matter. And I mean vamps don't kill banshees as quickly as wolverines do, although they're more mobile, so that's the trade-off. So just building turrets, stalling, doing nothing actually important. So it's double summit just for the hell of it, just playing around with the paintbrush, and we're just gonna resign here because there's no sense in playing anymore. And it's just very simple, just triple based Goss. He actually decided to build the base on our side of the map at the end of there. But I mean that's the end of that one, and I'll see you for game 2. Comment, like, and subscribe.